Hello, my name is Andrew Coppola and I'm from Huntersville, North Carolina, and I want to talk a little bit today about my experience with Dr. Sandra, who is a naturopath doctor and a certified natural health professional. I'm going to be referring to my notes that I've collected here, so please bear with me. My experience with Dr. Sandra started about a year ago after I had lasting difficulty with falling asleep and maintaining sleep through the night due to restless leg syndrome as diagnosed by my personal physician. And for a long period of time, we had jointly tried prescription medicines to take care of those issues to no avail. And not only to no avail, but with certain side effects that were most undesirable. So I was introduced to Sandra by a mutual friend who had talked about her knowledge of Sandra having an impact and positive success with restless leg syndrome and the use of CBD oil. I made a convenient appointment with Sandra and went into her office and was very, very impressed with her dedication to natural health, to her experience with CBD oil and some of the successes she had there, as well as the thorough analysis that she's done over the years in choosing a CBD supplier and choosing the products that would meet her personal high standards for her clients and her patients. In my own personal curiosity and research, I started to learn more about CBD oils and the many, many different varieties and concentrations that are in the marketplace today. It became very clear to me early on that Dr. Sandra's recommendation was a product that was superior to many of the products that I'd seen in my research. And it also became clear why certain friends, family members, and others I had talked to were not having good results using CBD oil in cases where they received bargain prices or something at a great value whose concentrations just simply weren't the same as the concentrations that had been recommended for me and for other people. Within 1 week of using the CBD oil, my restless leg syndrome went away. I didn't have any problem falling asleep. I didn't have any problems maintaining sleep. I woke up more vitalized and really became a believer and stuck with the process. But because I am a curious person and one who needs to validate his decisions, I did it a period of time, probably a month or two after I began the regimen, to drop off taking CBD oil for 3 or 4 days. And as you might expect, those RLS symptoms returned and sleep was interrupted again, difficulty falling asleep. But upon jumping back into the regimen and taking the CBD oil as advised, since that time I have had no problems with any of those issues related to RLS, and I've been able to share that with my physician, who is happy for me as well. So thank you, Dr. Sandra, for your work with the RLS and the CBD oil. So over time, after working with Dr. Sandra and understanding her personal and professional commitment to a healthy lifestyle, I began to ask questions about weight loss. And she was very competent in this area and very eager to talk about it. And she started by doing a very thorough analysis of my current health status. We looked at some lab work that I had done in the past, my health history, and what needs and goals I had in the area of weight loss. She introduced a product that she had been working with called Shape Reclaimed, and she explained that program in detail, including the 3 phases, the first 3 phases of that program, and the amount of work and commitment that would be needed to stay on that program. One of the things that impressed me that is different than maybe some other weight loss programs is that Sandra was in no hurry to have me charge into this particular program. In fact, she insisted that I spend some time thinking about preparing mentally for what I was about to commit to. And if I would commit to that, she would be very committed with me. And so I appreciated her focus and her focusing me in those particular areas to make that type of commitment. And during that time, she was able to give me contacts of other people who had given permission to hear their testimonies and to hear how well they were doing with the program. And that was very, very encouraging to hear the news and to actually see results of people on the program. And so we started on the program, and before the program started, when the program started, and all along the way, Dr. Sandra provided tips and coaching and motivation through our meetings and phone calls. We had regular meetings to talk about progress, any questions that I had, and to do some additional lab work to make sure that things were going well. She was ready, available to answer any questions. She was helping with good food selections, and she was able to talk about recipes and food interchanges in a healthy way that offered a little bit of variety and incentive to stay on the plan. So I lost 22 pounds in 6 weeks. I regained vitality. I felt good about the way my clothes fit me and how I looked, and especially the pride of accomplishing something that had been so difficult for me in the past, and that is to lose weight. In conclusion, Dr. Sandra is a qualified natural health and naturopath professional. She's researched her products over several years. She understands and tries to understand further her patients' needs, both physically and psychologically. She uses her own products. She has a number of very, very successful and satisfied stories from her clients. And what's very impressive is that she becomes invested in your needs, and she rejoices in your accomplishments. I'm grateful for Dr. Sandra to recommend non-prescriptive natural remedies to certain issues that folks are facing, and in my case with restless leg syndrome and in weight loss. I know that she's committed, and it is a passion for her to do this work, the research, the knowledge, and the application of a very complete and natural approach to better health and lifestyle. Thank you so much, Dr. Sandra.